What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is Cornfield Confessional. Today, we're breaking down one of the biggest matchups on Nebraska's Big Ten schedule, a showdown with the Purdue Boilermakers. We're going to dive into Purdue this season, what they've been, what they do best, where they're vulnerable, and what Nebraska has to do to pull off a win. And then finally, we'll wrap it up with a game prediction and my projected stat leaders. So let's get right into Purdue's overview. So once again, this looks like a Big Ten contender. Purdue's always one of the top teams in the conference. This is a veteran, well-coached group. They blend elite guard play with skilled size inside, and the numbers back it up. Purdue is averaging 83 points per game. That's third in the Big Ten, while allowing just 68.7 points per game. That's fifth in the league. Offensively, they're extremely efficient. They shoot 51% from the field, third in the conference, and an elite 38.5% from three, which is first in the Big Ten. At the center of it all is Braden Smith, one of the most impactful floor generals in college basketball, surrounded by good shooters, versatile forwards, and elite size. This is a Purdue team built to win in multiple ways. In transition, in the half court, and late in games. So, let's first take a look at Purdue's schedule. So you see early in the season, November 13th, they beat top 10 Alabama 87-80. They beat 15th ranked Texas Tech, clobbered them by 30 points in late November. Then December 6th, they got clobbered by Iowa State, who was 10th at the time. Then they come back and beat 21st ranked Auburn, clobbered them. And then you can see they had that tough stretch, UCLA, Illinois, and Indiana. But they've bounced back. The last two games they have won, handled Maryland, and then had a close battle with Oregon. So their best wins came early in the season. In fact, they haven't beat a ranked team since December. But with that being said, you can see the quality wins. Alabama's a good team. Texas Tech is a great team. Iowa State's a great team. All right, let's get into their stat leaders. So Braden Smith, again, he's the guy. 15.3 points per game. Their leading scorer. He leads the nation in assists per game, 8.9. And he also leads their team in steals with 1.8 per game. Look at his three-point shooting percentage. 43.5% from downtown. Fletcher Lawyer, their second leading scorer at 13.2 a game. He also is a phenomenal three-point shooter, almost 40% from three this season. And he's shooting 88% from the free throw line. Now, their top rebounder, Trey Kaufman-Renn. I got some notes on this guy somewhere. 12.8 points per game for Wren. He's averaging 8.4 rebounds a game, also almost 3 assists. So he's their big forward. Oscar Clough, he's the transfer from South Dakota State and Washington State. He was a highly touted recruit in the transfer portal this past offseason. He's averaging 11 points, 7.5 rebounds. He's also 6'11". CJ Cox, another great three-point shooter, 37% on the year from downtown. He's also their top free throw shooter at 88%. And then I wanted to talk about Daniel Jacobson, the highly touted freshman, top 50 recruit, the number one player out of New Hampshire this past season. He's 7'4", 250 pounds. He's averaging 7 points a game, 4 rebounds, and almost 2 blocks a game. So they have size. Oscar Clough, 6'11". Daniel Jacobson, 7'4". And their guard play is outstanding. And Braden Smith leads the charge. So a lot of depth on this team. One thing I will also say on this is they play. You can see just by the minutes played per game, right, and the games played. So starting from Jack Benter up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They play 9 guys. That's the rotation. Nebraska, it's been 7 guys. So they definitely have the depth advantage in this game. Let's get into Purdue's strengths. Okay, so number one, Purdue's strengths. First strength, offensive efficiency and ball movement. They're as good as anyone in the country with their ball movement, and it's, they lead the Big Ten in assists per game, 19.8 per game. They rank second in assist to turnover ratio at 2.10, and they commit just 9 turnovers a game, fourth best in the conference. That pretty much tells you everything you need to know about how disciplined and connected this offense is. Braden Smith's the engine, 15 points a game, 9 assists. He's their excellent decision maker, controls the tempo. Second strength, elite shooting. When Smith's running the show at point, Purdue consistently gets high-quality shots, especially from 3. And speaking of elite shooting, they're hitting 38.5% of their threes from beyond the arc, best in the league. And it's not just one guy. Fletcher Lawyer provides elite floor spacing at 13 points a game. And Purdue does an outstanding job of driving, kicking, and making defenses pay. Third strength, veteran decision-making. This is a veteran group, guys. It's not just Braden Smith. They've got 4 seniors in their starting lineup. 4 of 5 are seniors, okay? Played a lot of basketball together. They only have 1 transfer, so this is a homegrown team. Played a lot of games together. 4 strength, their depth, and just their multiple scoring options. Trey Kaufman-Wren gives them physical scoring and rebounding inside. Oscar Clough adds another interior presence, 11 points, 7.5 boards. He's 6'11". And off the bench, talked about him, Daniel Jacobson, the 7'4" giant, highly touted freshman, provides rim protection and matchup problems simply due to his size. Okay, so Purdue's strengths, offensive efficiency and ball movement, elite shooting, veteran decision makers, 4 seniors in their starting lineup, and they've got a lot of depth and scoring options. Now, as strong as Purdue is, there are areas Nebraska can attack. So first, Purdue's weaknesses. They're middle of the pack in rebounding. They're only pulling down 36 boards a game. That's 7th in the Big Ten, not as good as you'd expect. For a team with their size, that's not very dominant. Physical teams like Nebraska that crash the offensive glass can create extra possessions. I know Nebraska doesn't typically crash the offensive glass, especially with our bigs to get back in transition. But last game, we had 8 offensive rebounds. Jamarcus Lawrence, Sam Hoiberg, Bryce Sanford, these guards, those guys can crash boards and get some opportunities. Second weakness, Purdue doesn't generate a ton of havoc defensively. They only average 5.7 steals per game. That's 10th in the league. That means they don't force a ton of turnovers, and they tend to rely more on positional defense than pressure defense. Nebraska likes pressure defense. Purdue is positional, okay? So while they're solid on defense, they're not elite. They're 5th in points allowed, and they can be vulnerable against teams that push tempo or attack closeouts. Nebraska attacks closeouts. Last weakness for Purdue, they can become reliant on 3-point shots at times. When shots aren't falling, their offense can stagnate, especially against physical perimeter teams that disrupt rhythm and passing lanes. And Nebraska does that as good as anyone in the conference. So those 3, they're not a great rebounding team. They don't have an elite defense. They're not high pressure in your face defense, and they can become reliant on 3. So if we minimize their amount of looks from 3, open looks, right? If we can create some second chance opportunities on offense, and we ourselves can take advantage of their, non-pressure defense, I think we have a shot, okay? So next, Huskers' keys to victory. If Nebraska wants to win this game, it starts with controlling the pace and the physicality. Number 1, make Purdue defend for the full shot clock. We can't get into a track meet. Purdue thrives when the ball is popping and shots come early. Nebraska needs long physical possessions that force Purdue into late clock decisions. Second, limit Purdue's 3-point looks. They're the best 3-point shooting team in the conference. We must close out under control, switch effectively, and force Purdue to score inside rather than letting shooters get comfortable. I think that's huge. Third key to the game, attack the glass. Purdue's rebounding numbers suggest opportunities. We must win the rebounding battle, especially offensive rebounds, to create second chance points. Fourth, key to the game, take care of the basketball. Nebraska does as good of a job as anybody in the conference at this. Purdue doesn't force a ton of turnovers, but they do punish mistakes. Nebraska's got to value every single possession, avoid live ball turnovers that lead to runouts and rhythm threes. That's where we can get ourselves in trouble, okay? So, recapping Huskers' keys to victory. Make Purdue defend the full shot clock, take the full clock, slow down the pace of the game, limit their three-point looks, their open three-point looks. They shouldn't get any wide-open threes. Attack the glass, get offensive boards, win the rebounding battle, and take care of the ball. Take care of the basketball. So, with that being said, I've got a game prediction. And it might surprise some of you. It's going to be at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The crowd's going to be advantageous to the Huskers. It's going to be rocking. But I think Purdue gets us in this one, you guys. I think their veteran leadership is going to be the difference. I know Nebraska's a veteran team as well, but I think what it comes down to, Purdue's execution and three-point shooting proved to be the difference in the final minutes. I think we're going to keep it close. I think it's going to be a back-and-forth battle. But again, I think Braden Smith, he's going to be a tough matchup for Sam Hoiberg and Jamarcus Lawrence. And I think just overall their depth, their inside scoring depth, a lot like Illinois, a lot like Michigan, they've just got more depth than us. And if, Price Sanfort and Rank Mass don't score 20-plus points each, I feel like it could be tough to get a win, even at home. Okay, so I see Purdue getting the win at Pinnacle Bank Arena, 78-72, as much as it pains me to predict a win for the opposing team. Now, let's get into stat leaders. I think Braden Smith is going to be the leading scorer for Purdue with 17 points. I think he's going to have 10 assists and also nab 4 rebounds. Fletcher Lawyer, sharpshooter from downtown. I think he's going to have 14 points. I think he's going to hit 3 3-pointers in this game. And then Trey Kaufman-Wren, their starting forward, I think he'll have 13 points and 9 rebounds. Again, he's their leading rebounder. I think it's going to be tough to box him out. For Nebraska, I think Sanfort's going to be our leading scorer with 22 points. I think Burke Buchtengel will lead us in rebounds with 7. And then Mr. Sam Hoiberg, do-it-all Hoiberg, I think he's going to lead us in assists. I think he'll get 6 assists and 3 steals in this one. So we'll make sure to recap my predictions on these stat leaders. I think Sanfort will be the leading scorer, Buchtengel leading rebounder, and Hoiberg leading assists and steals. Okay, so that's my preview and prediction. Boilers 78, Huskers 72. I'm sure this is going to piss off a lot of Husker fans, but hey, it's what the comments are for, you guys. Keep letting me know your thoughts and input in the comments. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Helps out my channel. I love putting together these videos every week for you guys. So please remember to tell your friends and family about me. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday night, this upcoming Tuesday. I know the Super Bowl's tonight, but we got a big one in Lincoln. Tuesday at 6 o'clock on FS1. The Huskers take on the Purdue Boilermakers. It's going to be an epic matchup. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. And like always, go Big Red, baby.